Hello everybody! Welcome back to another Godzilla 3 video. Today on the table, we are looking at the SH Monsterarts Godzilla Evolved. And in my opinion, SH cooked this figure. They cooked perfectly. Anyways, after this video, it should be Star King coming next, because I release a video every week. After Star King, we'll have a look at Mr. RC Boy here. My friendly neighborhood RC Goji. Right there. Most importantly, after that, if I'm correct, the week after that, I get Shimo. After I do my Shimo review, I'll be doing a review on the Nendoroid Mei Kamino and the SH Monsterarts Rodan second form from Godzilla Singular Point. Anyways, this ain't these guys' reviews, not they at least. It's this guy's review. And boy, let me just say, I thought this was so good, I bought it a second time. This is my second time owning this figure. First one I gave to my dad for his wedding gift. Anyways, let's open this. Actually, before we open this up, let's look at the box. The front we have Godzilla, kind of looking back, kind of in more of a roaring pose you could see him in. It says Monsterverse 2024, all the mumbo jumbo and all that about that. And also, like, all the copyright claim stuff. On the side we have Evolved Godzilla, just standing there, menacingly, with the whole words on the side saying, Godzilla 2024 Evolved version from GXK, the New Empire. On the top, we have the SH Monsterarts, same thing, completely black with a few splotches of pink paint. On the side, has the word Monsterverse there with a mix of blue, purplish hue smoke, pink paint. Same thing there. And on the back of the box, we get multiple poses of Godzilla, King of the Monster. The first pose they have him in is in a roaring pose looking up, depicting on how he looks like when he comes out of the ice. The second photo looks to be Godzilla roaring at something. And also Japanese, which I'm trying to learn so I can understand what that reads. Because all I currently know is Watashi wa Goji desu, which if I'm correct, it means, hello, my name's Aiden. It's actually Konnichiwa Watashi wa Goji desu. I also know arigato, mizu. Anyway, this ain't Duolingo, this ain't language lessons. Let's get back to the review. So this one here seems to be Godzilla lunging at something. I'm guessing that's what it says right there, him lunging at something. And finally, him running. You know, when he's running next to Kong, charging at Star King and Shimo. Anyways, let's get into the figure. Opening the box up, you would expect maybe you get an Atomic Breath accessory. Guessing you're gonna get that with the exclusive Final Battle version or some crap like that. Putting the box aside, let's look at the figure. Here he is, the SH Monsterarts Evolved Godzilla. You can see the dry brushing detail here, the different colors of paint, and the very well and sculpted cracks, bumps, and crevices for all of his scales, which makes him look more alive than just the Bandai guys or anything else. Paint and detail is really good is what I'm trying to say. The dorsal plates, I think, are even a bit translucent. If I can find where I put my flashlight. Where the hell did I put that thing? Anyway, since this is pretty bright, I'm pretty sure it has, yeah, you can tell, see through, hold on, let me tighten that, see-through plastic. All of his dorsals. If you're wondering, no, the elbows aren't see-through. Only these lighter pieces of plastic. Speaking of the dorsals, though, if I am to zoom in, you can tell how it shows the evolution from Godzilla's pre-evolved form to his evolved. Because you can see how it looks like his previous dorsal plates fell off, or these ones broke out of his old ones. Because you can see they have a base of his old dorsals. Which makes it look like he just kind of like had his dorsal plates, as I said earlier, crack out of his back. This, on the other hand, you can see the nice painting and detail all from the tip, down his body, up to the torso, up to the top of the head. And unlike most SH, okay, he is looking straight at you better than other SH figures. My first copy, the mouth didn't really look like this, whatever this is meant to be. It looked more like it was actually integrated better. Which caused me to make sure I kept this guy safe. His paint is very durable for size, which is not that big. We'll get to size comparisons later. But other than that, let's look at his accessories, which should be odd. It's Evolved Goji, a popular Godzilla, I assume. All you get is the same accessories you get with the Godzilla 2021 figure, and I guess you could say they're the same as the 2024 pre-evolved SH, which is just a pair of clawing at hands, or aggressive hands. Problem is, let me pop his hand off, if you look at the ball joint, see? If I bring, let's look, here it is. Both of these here. Here's my first negative. The holes, the ball jointed peg holes are different sizes, which makes it annoying to get it in. So instead of having his aggressive hands on, just keep his default hands on, because that goes in easily. These, their peg holes are too small. So when I try to apply it to the ball joint, they don't go in. Usually what ends up happening is I either end up accidentally popping the head off, or something else. Anyways, other than this sad excuse for accessories, he's decent. Now, let's get into something I like to call poseability, to see where he stands up against his other SH counterparts, or the Haya Toys Godzilla, Energized Godzilla, or as people call him, Baja Blast Collab Goji. Because literally, that Godzilla's colors is Baja Blast. Anyways, let's get to poseability now. Okay, here we go. So we have a ball joint at the head. If you can tell, unlike the others that had a ball joint that went up like around that area, this guy's goes further down. You'll see why. He has an opening jaw that doesn't open too well, so I have to apply a bit of force, cause his jaw to open really wide. And if you're wondering, no, his tongue is glued into the bottom of his mouth permanently. And he looks stupid when I do that. There you go. Oops. He can look up. Not really that far up, actually. So, sometimes you have to give it force, but if you put on too much force, his head comes off. If you look, you can see why. It's because this part was sculpted at an angle. And not an angle that allows it to do a full 360 kind of angle. That makes it so he can only look down. His head is pretty sturdy though. So he can only look down a lot, but can't look up too far. Good old side to side. Ball joint at the neck. All these segments are actually on ball joints. Yep, like so. Sorry, it's just a bit funny. It kind of reminds me of the, the rubber boy where you could just slap them back and forth. But you shouldn't do that. This thing's like really expensive. Because I remember each time I buy this figure, being two times, okay, 2 times, it's 200 and, not 200, sorry, $120 for this figure. That comes with no accessories other than another pair of hands, which is hard to get in. But other than that, let's get back to poseability. His arm, this one here, both of them, are on a full 360. You can move in and out. His elbow is on a double bend. And his hands are on ball joints, which allow for a swivel here. He also has an elbow swivel. And he also can, if you want him to, you can have him clapping. Anyways, other than that, he has an ab crunch, which allows him to look really far down, but it kind of looks weird because of that big gap there. And not so far of an arcing back. But he does have a bit of side to side. Let's now move to the legs. For leg articulation, he's gonna have, well, not full 360, but he can kick forward that far and kick back that far. They're also on a ball joint, but be careful, because if you push the leg too far back, it will pop off. Trust me, I've done this before. It also has a bend at the knee and a ball jointed foot, which allows for a beautiful pivot. Which allows for, look at how far I can spread those legs apart. Look at that. Anyways, now for the tail. It has a lot of segments. About 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 18, 19. 19 segments if I counted correctly. Which allows for some beautiful, curvaceous poses. Like, hold on, let me see what... Here we go. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that pose. Look at that pose. If you're wondering, he can have his tail wrap really far around. And if you're also wondering, can he do the sleeping pose? It's hard to recreate, but I would not recommend it. The tail pops off, and also, this guy ain't really rubber. It may look flimsy, but he's really... Ah, shit! Very sharp. If you want a Godzilla weapon, yeah, this is the one to get, because of how sharp he is. Yeah, I've accidentally drawn blood on myself multiple times. But this figure is very poseable and very articulated. So, would I recommend this figure? Well, I would have to say that after we do size comparisons. So, let's do this. Evolved Godzilla SH Monsterarts Edition next to the Blind Box Hollow Earth Crystal. C evolved Godzilla next to the SH Monsterarts Godzilla evolved. Lego Therizinosaurus and Lego Giganosaurus from, I'm pretty sure, the Biosyn Sanctuary Lego set. And the T-Rex from the Lego Malta Lego set. Next to the SH Monsterarts Godzilla evolved. The SH Monsterarts Godzilla 24 next to the Mystery Blind Box Hollow Earth Crystal Mini Kong, I will call it, and Mini Shimo. The NECA Legendary Rodan from King of the Monsters next to my SH Monsters Godzilla 2024. This guy has weird stuff coming off of him constantly, and if you don't believe me, yeah, I don't know what this stuff is. Maybe it's paint? I don't know, but this guy's super fragile. Like, look at my hand. I just call it volcano casings. Anyways, yeah, this bird has been giving me a bit of problems. Put him back where I got him. So I can do my last two comparisons after I wash my hands to get all this volcanic dust off. Actually, the last few. Because, fun fact, I'm making this video not even near April 1st. The SH Monsterarts Godzilla 2024 next to Godzilla -1 color statue. The Godzilla -1 charging by Super 7 next to the SH Monsterarts Godzilla Evolved 2024. The SH Monsterarts Godzilla 2024 Evolved, or SH Monsterarts Evolved Godzilla, next to the SH Monsterarts -1 Godzilla. If I were to put both of them close to you, which one has the derpier expression? This guy here? Or this guy here? Which one looks worse? In my opinion, I think it's this guy here. Especially if you just do that. No, he's truly derpy. Anyways, and then we have two last ones. The SH Monsterarts Godzilla 2024 Evolved, next to my previous review, the Hayatoys Energized Godzilla. Here is Godzilla 2024 Evolved, next to the Final Battle Kong from GVK. An upcoming review, the SH Monsterarts Rodan Second Form from Singular Point, next to Godzilla, SH Monsterarts Godzilla Evolved. And finally, the review coming right after the SH Monsterarts Shimo, the Nendoroid Maykamino next to the SH Monsterarts Godzilla 2024 Evolved. So would I recommend this figure? One, if you have the money, and if you're a Monsterverse or an SH Monsterarts collector. That's the only way I would recommend this figure. Because, other than that, the thing's too expensive, barely comes with anything. But, if we're talking about paint and detail, compared to SH's previous Monsterverse Gojis, they cooked. Paint and detail. Solid 9, maybe 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10. The only reason I'm probably not going to give it a 10 out of 10 is because you can kind of see how they were a bit more sloppy at the end of the tail, but who gives a crap? It's like really hard. So, not an out of 10 or a 10 out of 10 for paint and detail. Articulation, 7 out of 10. Because the some parts are either too tight, won't turn correctly, or if you have the tail straight, it looks a bit wonky, a bit weird. So, 7 out of 10 for articulation. Accessories, 1 out of 10. It just gives you an extra pair of hands. Nothing. But yeah, would I recommend it? Only if you're a collector, okay? Only if you're a collector. And a good place to display this man. I would recommend it. I'm also recording this on the 19th. Scar is coming on April 1st. It was either 1st or 3rd. But yeah, other than that, this guy costs about 120 bucks. That's the lowest I could find him, and on Amazon. Remember, that's where I get all my figures from, Amazon. And I would recommend it. Amazon's a great website and it has great shipping. I buy this guy in the night. He comes the next day. Sometimes even while I'm at school. Yes, I'm at school. I get them and they come the next day or while I'm at school. Amazon's a great place to buy these things. And I am not exaggerating. Jobby may get his stuff from Lunar Toy Store. Big Bad Toy Store. I get my crap from freaking Not Happy Link Japan or other places. I get mine from Amazon. And I also should stop buying these things and start saving up money to move out of my dad's basement. And now this is just getting sad. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. I'm now gonna go cry myself to sleep after hurting my feelings. Peace.